Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Kevin Jackwitz. This is the Kaged Review, and this is my review for The Walking Dead, Season 10, Episode 12, Walk With Us. So you start out with Hilltop versus Walkers. And they are just fighting this massive herd. Hilltop is completely destroyed. Like, it's set on fire from the sap balls from last week. It just completely goes up. So yeah, Negan and Alpha, they're kind of talking victory. Beta winds up seeing Lydia. So Negan, he's sent to task to herd walkers and sees Aaron. Beta is kind of left in charge, and he just sends Negan to herd walkers. He sees Aaron, then Lydia. So Aaron, of course, is convinced that Negan is just what the Whisperer is now. And so they had a little bit of a standoff that really didn't go anywhere. Lydia, it was a little bit more of a, Lydia kind of knows what's going on with Negan. Like, she's not dumb to what's happening. Gamma, back with the Hilltop crew, she's helping out with her nephew. The baby's crying, and of course, nobody wants her to touch him, but then they allow her, and it turns out she's really good with them. Walkers wind up showing up, and a lot of these cats hide in the van. I'm trying to remember the kid that's watching over Gamma's nephew. I can't usually remember the character's name, but she's trying to save him and her nephew because Beta shows up and he's trying to get at can't remember his name. It'll come to me. But at any rate, Gamma sacrifices herself. She tries to fight off Beta. Beta kills Gamma. So that was a pretty big death right there. Finally, you have some casualties. You have something that's like, oh shit, something's actually happening here. So good on them for that. Then Carol and Eugene, Yumiko and Magna are all talking. It was two separate conversations. Carol and Eugene. I honestly don't remember much of what they were talking about. I don't remember that it was relevant to anything. But Yumiko and Magna come together, and Magna says that she couldn't find Connie, who she was trapped with in that pit with the walkers. And so she says they got separated, and she has no idea where Connie is. She could be dead. She could be somewhere out there by herself. You just don't know. And so Yumiko walks up to Carol and blames Carol for what had happened because, I mean, let's face it, it was Carol's fault. And so after Carol's walking away from Eugene, Yumiko punches Carol. And then Eugene comes back to Carol, and Carol tells Eugene to keep his meeting with Stephanie. They had arranged a meeting, and so he has high hopes that, maybe there's another civilization out there that maybe the Hilltop crew could align with. Hilltop treks to a house where Jerry, he's there. There's a few others, and they can't find the kids. So you also see that during this scuffle that Earl, the old guy who was helping watch Gamma's nephew, got bit. And so he's actually got all the kids in this like cabin area, except he's turning, and so Judith knows it, and Judith like goes in to talk to him, and he's like, I got to do it because he's got this table with this big spike sticking out, and he plans on spiking his head on it. So Jerry then finds Ezekiel outside of Hilltop. Ezekiel, tells them where Earl is with the kids. Earl winds up indeed having to spike his head, so there's two deaths. I would say the first one's a main death. This is just a side character death here. But at least, again, you have consequences. You have casualties. You need that in a show like this. So Earl spikes his head. Judith comes in to check on him. And Earl's a walker because he didn't actually spike himself that good. Daryl finds Judith after she had just taken out Earl, the walker Earl. Then Negan and Alpha get personal. Negan and Alpha are walking to a cabin where he's got Lydia tied up, supposedly. And you see shots of Lydia actually tied up in a cabin. And you see Alpha and Negan walking toward a cabin. But then you see Lydia break free, walk out, and there's nobody there. And then you see Alpha open the door, nobody's in the cabin. She turns around and Negan slits her throat. And you end the show with Alpha's head being dropped off at Carol's feet. Carol looks at Negan and says, "It took you long enough." And so that was cool. That was a big moment for me. Because that's how it happened in the comics. Negan takes Alpha's head. He plants himself in the Whisperer army just to do that. And so they did stick true to the comics with that, and I really did like that. I was a big fan of them doing that. So you had Gamma gets killed this episode. You had Earl, who had to spike himself because he got bit. And you had Alpha gets her head chopped off. And I thought it was just a very, very good episode. I really liked this one because there were stakes, because there were casualties, because this is what it's like if you're in this situation. People die. And I thought that it was just very well done. And so, this one gets an 8.5 out of 10 for me. I really like the way they did it, especially with Negan and Alpha at the end. That was very cool. So ladies and gentlemen, that's where I'm at. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. If you enjoyed this, hit the like button, subscribe, and share. My name is Kevin Jackowitz, Kaged Nation, out.